Welcome to Spiritual Clearings, where we clear and transmute the energies of the collective across time, space, and dimensions. Using the Akashic Records, we access imprints from the past, present, future, past lives, and parallel realities to bring truth, clarity, and soul-level healing into the now. Let's align with the highest frequency available today, shall we? Aloha, Candace Box here. Guess what? If you've been feeling stretched, a bit uncertain, and feel like everything is asking more of you lately, this is why. I'm Candace Box. I'm your spiritual teacher and alchemical energy healer. And today I'm going to talk about this energy that's moving through us, and it's building. And guess what it is? It's courage. How freaking amazing is that? I'm really excited to give today's spiritual clearing because for me, there's a lot of mustering up some courage, and there's some big reasons why we're entering the beautiful equinox season of the springtime and allowing the birth of something new to occur. And so with today, if you're feeling the stretch, the uncertainty, and things asking more of you, it's because it's a new season and you are breaking ground and allowing this courage to come through and see the light of day and see what is possible. So I'm going to take a moment and play a wonderful song that I just found, and it's by one of my favorite groups, which is Rising Appalachia. It's also with Evan Fraser and Vera McCoy, and I just love playing music because it sets the stage for the energy and brings on this happy mode. And I'm also having a glass of wine today because it is Friday. The weather here in Hawaii is a little insane in the membrane. I just drove through a river and made it through, and that to me is courage and bravery, knowing that, hey, there's a community that has my back, and literally we created this caravan, and in their wake, my little car could drive through and be safe and sound on the other end, so I can get to the other side of town and do what I got to do. So I'm excited to be here in the midst of this rainy, crazy weather. And for some of you, you're having this heat wave flash going on. And for some, it's freaking cold. So we're all in here the season. So I'm glad you're here with me. And here's a song. It's called Guess It's You. Again, by Rising Appalachia, Vera McCoy, and Evan Fraser. Take a deep breath. Relax into this space. We are clearing some shit today. Here we go. Hello. If you are joining me today, replay or live, say hello. I want to hear who's in this space as we begin to clear the collective energy and even our energy fields. And the funny thing is I forgot a pendulum. So I'm using my fob key and it still works. That's the beauty of energy work, is it's the energy and frequency traveling through you. So welcome. So happy that you're here. Hi, come say hello. So today we're going to be talking about this lovely energy of courage, because ultimately it's asking a lot of us right now. And it's not coming from the old paradigm of courage because you have to face your fears. It's actually coming to us in a new paradigm way of experiencing things, which is stay present. Have the courage to be here, to witness, to experience, to be a part of this experience of life that's here for you. And as we're doing this, it's not a force, it's not protection, it's not controlling, and it's not approval. It's this beautiful way to choose love, to choose allowance and alignment. And we're literally being faced with it every day. And we've got the courage that we're mustering up to live it. And I think more and more people have been in a state of being where they're numb, they're afraid to experience life because their energies are so empathic. We're sensitive to other people, and so we just want to stay in, hide ourselves, shut out the world, and remain in our cocoon, when in actuality, a lot of you here are wise beyond your years. You've experienced things that, bring me to my knees and go, thank you, God, for your service. And here we are in this time where our courage is needed more than ever. Why? Why is it needed? Because ultimately, we are awakened. We have a higher vibration that we're operating from that actually sees things from a different perspective. And most of the people around us are still living within their minds, living within stories, living in the space of identity and fighting for that identity, fighting for these causes that actually are produced with fear. And you're deciding to turn yourself around and looking at the love, looking at what's possible, looking at how else to create a different kind of structure that can house and hold all of the differences, because it's not about exclusion, it's about inclusion. And so we're seeing in this space and time, in the shift, the great shift, we're taking a big shift, right? We are seeing in this time that we're no longer who we used to be. I mean, I'm discovering that for myself, like this part of me that was people pleasing, that would just be quiet, that wouldn't share my expressions, share my stories, because I think everyone would use it against me or judge me for these things, are now falling away. Why? Because I have something to say, and I know you do too. And a lot of it is love, and those codes and frequencies are beginning to resonate, and people are being called. And through your modeling, through who you be, you're stepping into this place where you're in the unknown and embracing the experience. That takes courage, because most people go to their patterns. Most people go to what is comfortable and allowing themselves to stay small, which is not a bad thing. It's a decision. And the choice that we're being called to right now, especially in the light of this energy, is the courage to live, the courage to show like what kind of blueprint you have in your life, how you're expressing yourself, how you're going to be you, authentically you, in ways beyond what this world has called us to be. And so as we're here, as we're showing up, as we're sharing, we're beginning to see like we're already in the new paradigm, and we're learning to navigate it. And that's what we do at New Paradigm Healing Academy, is guide one another to walk through these spaces with our fear, and bringing in the capacity to choose love while knowing there's fear here, right? Because we're unraveling so many different things in this world that really no longer serves us. And the courage to do things differently, to have new opinions and thoughts, or even have opinions in the face where people just shut you down and not listen, right? Is the courage we need at this time. So if you've never been here before, I use normally my pendulum, but today my key fob and my records, my charts, which leads me into the Akashic records to discover what it is that we're needing to clear for the collective and ourselves, because the changes in the air and the courage is calling us to be seen, to be heard, to express these experiences, emotions, and stories, so that we might learn from each other. Because back in the day, stories were all what we got, and a lot of the stories were really full of rich wisdom and attention to the things that are possible. Like stories actually hid the secrets of, ways of being, especially for women, right? Women had these moments where it's like being able to share through story helped guide each of us into places and spaces where we could be aware, where we could be discerning, because what was asked of us back then is to be within this narrow frame of mind. And now that we have more and more opportunities to expand ourselves, there's still wolves in sheep's clothing. And so through our stories, we're helping people find their perfect path and give them our model of what we've experienced as well. And it takes courage to share those things, right? I mean, to be online, to be seen, to express, like, who's going to judge me? That's the back of our head. I'm about a bit fearful expressing myself, but guess what? You're more needed than ever before. And so I'm glad you're here. So thank you for hopping in, and especially during the storm, and possibly sharing a drink with me on this great Aloha Friday. Cheers. Alrighty, so let's get to it. So we are in this place now with the heightened sensitivity, right? And like I said earlier, you may want to kind of hide out, but you're being asked to be seen. And thankfully, we can be seen in the comforts of our home. And as we do that, we're learning that there are triggers within us that basically we feel we're in a place where the emotional waves are coming through because we're feeling it. And so the courage right now is to feel without absorbing and reacting, because by staying centered in yourself and realizing like these whirlwinds of energy are around us, we don't need to get swept away. And so the courage is to stay present with yourself, to check in with your own body, your nervous system, the beating of your heart, and allowing yourself to stay grounded and centered amidst the chaotic noise that's going around us. I mean, like there's a friggin' storm outside my window right now, and am I getting lost in it in fear? No. Was I in it for a little bit? Yes, because I had to traverse the freaking river that was on my street to get to where I needed to go. And guess what? With not having that fear, I had all my neighbors come together and we all came out and drove our cars together through higher ground. Like, what a beautiful way to be collaborative and support each other. Like, really powerful. So we are like in a place right now where we're learning to not absorb and not react and just stay present. And what I love about this and what we teach at New Paradigm is this neutrality. When we stay in a neutral zone, we can look at everything around us, the spectrum of emotions and energy, and we can go, oh, I can see it all and I don't need to get carried away with it. And it's super powerful. We're also realizing right now that we're facing parts of ourselves that we never really acknowledged before. And this is super courageous. Why? Because most people will hear it, see it, listen to it, and go straight back into that pattern and repeat it over and over and over again, thinking like, why is things not changing? Where you guys are knowing it's different. It's all about revelation. You're being revealed to your life is revealing to you these beautiful opportunities where you're still leaving yourself behind. Parts of you that have been separated, parts of you that haven't really been acknowledged, especially in those moments when you didn't have people that had your back or could listen to your feelings or could even handle what you were going through. And so these places and spaces in us are coming to the surface and revealing themselves because they're like, I'm ready to integrate. I'm ready to get into this wholeness and share my gifts with the world, because I don't want to be stuck outside of self anymore. I want to join the party. I want to come in and see where we're going with this. So courage is now choosing differently from all those past habits. And guess what? At New Paradigm Healing, we do a lot of opposite days, because oftentimes when we choose something opposite, we create a 1 degree trajectory away from what was into this unknown world where possibilities begin to arise. Why? Because we're no longer holding this grid of the pattern and repeating it. We're opening it up, which then allows new energy and new information to shine through. So if you're in a place where the key fob, if you're in a place where you're ready to open up to your courage, type me in the comments, because this is the time. All right. So here we are in this place of choosing ourselves. And when we choose ourselves, what happens here? It means we're not going into the past. We're not going into the future. We're having the courage to stay present with the now. And so many of us are being called to share, to speak, to lead, to create, to say, I'm here. And fear is like, well, I'm not sure I'm ready for that. What will people think? And the courage piece here is being visible even before you're ready, right? A lot of my students come to a place where, they've done a lot of the work and they realize like, I love this work. I want to share it. And I just need to collect a few more credentials. I need to make sure I'm healed first. And I'm like, girl, boy, I've been in a place where it's like the calling is so poignant. It's like, just freaking do it. Why? Because as you're doing it, you're already creating the synapses, the track that you're laying down for yourself, for your growth. When you keep thinking it in your head, what's happening? It's just running this groove in your mind, but not going anywhere, so the energy is not fully flowing through. And third chakra goes, take action. Take the action, because that's courageous in and of itself, right? So what do we got to do when we're here in this courage? Is let go of the fear-based beliefs that say you need the validation that you're doing something right, or you know what you're talking about. Let go of the idea of approval that, I need to make sure that people like me because I'm talking the thing. It's like, no, we're coming into this place and space right now that actually when you speak, they're going to find you because they resonate with you. It's not because you're saying things people like. You're saying things that you value. You're saying things that are your utmost truth and importance within you. And when it's coming from you, people hear it. And they're like, I feel the same way. Tell me more. I've been thinking about this. Tell me more, right? And it's so powerful. So a lot of our students, when they're just thinking about it, I'm like, just do the one step. What is the one step? Speaking out loud, sharing it, posting a video, posting some kind of content, telling a friend about what it is. Because ultimately, you have this beautiful song inside of you, but if you don't sing it, who can hear the melody? Like, think about all the singers in the world. They're in this place where they're belting out their voice and we're like, oh my God. And we're like singing the tune. It's like, you have a tune inside of you. It doesn't have to be a song, but that tune is a frequency that is calling others that are meant to connect with you, meet with you, know you, that then there's an exchange of energy that then amplifies. And in this age of Aquarius that we're in right now, it's so powerful because we're working as a collective, as a community, not just individual selves out for our own. We're really in this place and space to be courageous, to get to know other people and let them get to know us. I just did this beautiful girlfriend circle in my friends group called Next Level Women's Group. And it's all of these beautiful entrepreneurs. And, the things we shared in there we were afraid of connecting, because past hurts, past pains, we're different. And we all shared like what we would want in a girlfriend or even in humanity in general. And it's like, we all feel the same, but being able to have the courage to speak up and be courageous and meet one another without judgments, without, the walls up, is very courageous. And we're being asked to connect. We're being asked to show up. We're being asked to combine our resources and collaborate and connect, because guess what? We're stronger together as a species, right? And as we're stronger together, we're building beautiful new worlds. And how powerful and beautiful is that? So I see you guys jumping on, but I don't see any names. My computer might be on a lull because of the storm that we're here. So please pop in and just say hi. Let me know who's here. And I'd love to hear who's in the container with me. Okay, so let's go into some clearing, shall we? Because we're in a place now where we're honoring ourselves. We're reframing courage, not coming from this force and fear space, but coming from this place of choosing love, choosing allowance, choosing alignment, right? So let's go ahead and go into the Akashic Records and see what we got to clear today. But first, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much courage do you feel you have access to right now? I would say for me, I'm in a place where I'm probably a 7. I definitely still have fear around putting myself out there. Even though I've done this business for a really long time, it's like, oh God, I always get this, knot in my stomach before I go live or share things or even teach. But when I press the button, all of a sudden, ta-da, Candace shows up and she brings it, right? And it's like, okay, I have the capacity to hold fear and courage, right? It's so powerful. So we're in this place and we're going to clear some energy around our courage. So drop it in the comments below on a scale of 1 to 10. Jeannie, you're an 8. Beautiful. You are so courageous. I mean, I love when you ask your questions and you really share like how you learn so that you can best be understood and allow others to support you and help you. Like most people don't do that. They're just like shrink back and go, well, I'm sorry I'm bothering you. But it's like, no, like seize the moment, right? Because who else is going to seize the moment except for you? A lot of us tend to shy back because we're like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to ask my question. Or not show up and be seen. And we spend all this money and don't get any help, right? We're here in this life right now to be able to be present in our lives. And that's love showing up, love incarnate showing up, love embodiment showing up. And that takes courage to be that, be you. Exactly. I'm so glad you're present for me as you get ready for bed. I love that. It's like probably, what is it? Almost 9-ish there, 10-ish. Awesome. Okay. Back to the clearing. I get sidetracked. All right. So is there something we need to clear around courage today? Yes. Where is it? Show me clearly. We are going to chart 10A. That is correct. Chart 10A is my miscellaneous blocks that we're all working through. And what is this that we're clearing right now? And we're clearing some contracts. I I was just working on this with a client last night. We have these soul contracts. And she was asking, like, how can I clear this soul contract between, my partner and I? Because something is blocking it and I can't clear it because it's tethering this problem, this issue together. And when we looked, it was because the other person hasn't really let go of their side of the contract, right? And so for most of us is like, we're ready to move forward. We're in this place to like seize the day and accept parts of us that are becoming these other people, and yet we have these soul contracts with others, and these are places and spaces that we need to resolve before moving on. And it doesn't mean that you have to do some grand gesture or even confront them. It's really to come to peace with that's their experience and their purview and how they've been leading their lives, and they've been tethered to that identity. And with ourselves, it's like, how are we still giving into their story and their identity and how they see things when we can rise to that higher vibration, see it from a different perspective and go, oh, I see why now that I've done that. And I'm choosing to let go and no longer play in that story because I'm having the courage to not battle, justify, defend that part of me to that person anymore. I'm learning to choose a different way because I hold them as capable beings. I see them as this infinite, eternal being that might have been caught in the illusionment of the identity or the behavior or belief that they're residing in. And I'm no longer the one that they're going to play this contract out. And I renege this contract on my end and say, bye-bye. And so the powerful part of that is it takes courage to do that, right? Because you might have been playing in that story for a really long time, and all you've known is that story or that perspective or that way of living for quite some time. And now you're deciding that that contract is null and void and I'm done, right? And you're going in this other direction. And so when we do that, the courage steps in because it's like asking you to choose yourself. Choose yourself and the things you want to create and where you want to go and the values you hold that maybe this other person can no longer meet, right? It was once in agreement. And if we don't look back and see if we're both been aligned with the agreements, right? Because the contract states that this and this and this is going to happen. And if the parties are not behaving in that manner, then the contract is really null and void and they've breached the contract, so to speak, right? So we're like, nope, I'm done. I'm out of here. Let's get out of here. So if we're learning about these contracts right now, we're realizing how much we've given our power away to these ideas and spaces that maybe were good at one time, but now as we revisit the contract, it's like, there are some things that we are in breach of, and that this contract has to change, and I'm nulling and voiding it. Bye-bye. So if you are in a place and space right now where you feel like a soul contract is just pulling you into their experience and their story, and you're just done, type in a me in the comments below and tell me, what is the main topic of it, whether it be relationship or career or even friendship or even mother and daughter. I know a lot of people, especially when I do coaching around family, that, the daughter becomes the parent for their parents because the parents were oblivious to really how to take care of the children. And so the child begins to be the one that parents the parent. And they're sincerely done because they want to live their lives. They don't want to always answer to and cater to their family in a way that doesn't serve them. It's like taking away their life force energy and their ability to live in the world that they wish to create. It's like tethering them to this obligation and responsibility when they needed to be the parents in the first place, right? And so there's so many different stories where these contracts reside, and if we're aware of them, we begin to go, whoa, what did I really sign on to? And is it where I am anymore? So we're letting go of that. So let's go ahead and clear and release on all levels, layers. Clear and release. Now, when I clear, I have a lot of yawning energy and like heat moving through my body as we begin to allow this energy to flow through us. Yes, awareness is so key, because without seeing it, then we don't realize like why we're doing it. And most of the time, the things that we do are quite unconscious, and we're just following along because someone said this is the way. Someone convinced us that this is what we need to be doing when maybe that might not be so. All right, what else do we need to clear around courage? Let's take a look here. And if this is resonating with you, please let me know in the comments. Okay, so we are now going to how to change your life. Well, this is a big one, isn't it? So is it in this chart here? Chart 19, yes. What do we need to do to change our life and step into more courage? Ding, 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 ding. Setting goals. And I don't mean like these big, hairy, scary goals. It's like, the thing I've learned about goals is it's the steady, consistent things that you are willing to commit to. And I say willing because you can go, I want to be a millionaire and I'm going to make $1 million in a year. And then you could state it, but what are you doing in these moments that literally lead you to that pathway? And, I'm working on this too, truly. Like I realized I took stock of my life and I'm like, okay, I have really put a lot of my energy in these places and spaces when all the things that I'm freaked out about, like I've avoided, and I haven't put my energy there. Why? Because I'm like hiding and running away from it because I'm freaking in fear around it, right? And so I'm like, well, this is where I need the courage to realize the fear is there and it's not real. It's just something inside of me that's created this fear from all this evidence that I've experienced in my life. And I'm deciding to go, okay, it's time to build a relationship with myself, my body. It's time to build a relationship with my money and how I spend it. It's time to build this relationship with how I am with my partner and how I speak and communicate. And with that, I'm like, oh, I've been putting all my energy here, which are a lot of fun things, and yet they're also distractions, right? So we are needing the courage to take one foot and start stepping in this direction that of all the things you say you want, right? And the only way you're going to get what you want is actually going for it. And that means moving yourself. And that means doing the little things that are consistent towards it, because then it's inevitable to happen. Why? Because you're putting all of your consciousness, all of your energy, and moving your body, moving your emotions, moving your mental capacity, and headed in that direction. And the cool thing is when you let go of the outcome, especially the fulfillment of the goal, you just go to that point B and you see what happens, because life will reveal to you whether it's really in alignment with you or not. And as you're moving in that direction, I always say this in a New Paradigm Healing Academy, is when you go for what you want, you come face to face with what you put in between yourself and that. What do I mean by that? You put in between yourself and that is the you that is in fear, the you that is feeling rebellious or resistant, or in ways that doesn't want to rock the boat of your comfortability, even if it's pain and suffering, right? So we're learning to embrace the fear and do it anyway. We're learning to build capacity. We're learning new things that might feel like we're not perfect at it, that we're newbies, and it's okay, because we all got to start somewhere, every one of us. So let's go ahead and clear this energy of having goals be this hairy, big, scary thing, and come to a place of like, what are the small micro movements that I can take now that start leading me in that direction? Not a huge overhaul, because I know some of you do it, and guess what? It doesn't always work, because you get freaked out and you want to go back to where you are. You know, we are acclimating as we evolve, and as we acclimate to this process, we're learning really about who we be, how we do things, and is it from love or is it from fear? Is it from grace and surrender, or from force and hustle? That's what's happening. Okay, so that's cleared at 100%. Anything else to clear on courage? There is. What is it today? We are looking at, are you showing me 10B? Yes. Okay. Self-punishment. Yes, self-punishment is real. Who self-punishes? Drop a sad face. I punish myself all the time. How? Because when I go into this idea of failure, like I want to hide from the world. I don't want to share my voice. I want to, quit my job and just do nothing. That's not of service to me or the world, right? And I go in my bed and I hide away, and I'm like, woe is me, right? So guess what? Self-punishment is not going to support you. It's only just going to lead you down this shame spiral that leads down a rabbit hole that it's going to be so much harder to get away from, right? And, if you got to go there because you got to learn through that way, and pain and suffering is an excellent tool and teaching. And I decided a long time ago, like, I don't wish to learn that way anymore. I'm learning from allowing myself to experience, to see, to try new things, and see what happens. So here I am, seeing what happens. And so far, so good, I believe. So as we're here in this place where we're moving in that direction, we're learning to come to this place of, sorry, I lost my page, of releasing the self-punishment. And so as we release the self-punishment, we put the hammer down and we kind of say, let's try it again, right? Let's try it a little bit differently, because this is a game of probability. And if you allow yourself to kind of tweak this here and a tweak that there, here a tweak, there a tweak, everywhere a tweak, then something begins to set you on the right course. And then all of a sudden you feel the floodgates open and you start flowing. And that courage to keep trying and seeing what's possible will take you a long, long way, right? And so in the midst of all of this, it's like taking care of yourself, because that is one of the most courageous things, because not everyone, pardon me, a lot of people don't ever take the time or courage to look at themselves in the mirror, assess their health, go to a doctor, see where they're at, and begin to correct it within, right? And again, that takes consistent micro steps to get right with your health again. And so when we punish ourselves, most of the time we overdrink, we overeat, we overdo things, we overwork, and that leads us to nowhere but more self-punishment. And when you're coming from self-punishment, that's not being courageous, that flat out is punishing to yourself, which is the opposite of where we want to go. We want to have the courage to do the things that we can do because we can. And what's possible is so much more when you have that courage. So I want you to have these intentions for yourself as we move away from this energy. But I got to clear that energy first because we don't want to keep punishing. So clear and release on all levels. There's self-love keeps coming up. Self-love, self-love, self-love. Self-love is not selfish, people. Self-love is so necessary. So the new intentions here is self-love, number 1. I am safe to be seen as I am. I can feel fear and still choose love. I can trust myself in the unknown because I know myself. And as I walk this path and things get revealed, I have the discernment of which way to go. And if I choose in a way that's not so fantastic for myself, then I will know that that's not what I prefer. I honor my truth even when it's uncomfortable, and I allow life to meet me as I show up. And guess what? When you're in this place of living in the uncertainty, you're like the mystics and the sages. Like you are just open to life and seeing where it will take you with the intention of what you desire and what you prefer and say, let's go. And that is courage as well. Jeannie says self-judgment is so unnecessary, so unnecessary. Seriously. So let's move away from that. All right. Is there anything else clear around courage? No. So this is what I'm talking about. We're being asked to do lots of things in our world right now. And one of those things is courage. If you've been feeling the stretch, if you're feeling uncertain, if you're feeling like so much is asking of you to do this and that, it is. Because you are aware, you're awake. There is no more hiding. There is this you that is spirit embodied that's saying, please be a model for those that are needing some kind of experience that helps them guide the way. So here you are, here I am, and we're showing up. Okay, I'm going to do a mop up, which just means we are closing the container, allowing our highest guides and angels to do the work in our energy field and move into this courageous time of our lives and continue to be courageous, especially as this new season of spring comes in and the new is brought forth. We are the ones sowing the seeds. We are the ones pushing through the ground, stretching our arms and legs and saying, all right, I'm going to freaking take that walk. All right, I'm really going to do that diet. I've been doing keto now for a week and it feels fantastic and I feel great. All right, I'm going to be the one that is working on my business and getting some amazing clients and changing the world. So here we are. Let's do it. Thank you, Heavenly Father, Mother Earth, guides, guardian angels, for your love and support at this time, for your grace. As we pull our head out of our asses and come to a place where we can see the world from this higher vantage point and say, I have the courage to do this. I feel deeply and I am sensitive, and yet that is my guiding post, discernment, to help support me through this navigation of the new paradigm. May I be present. May I be aware. May I be in tune with all the things that are around me, discerning what is more in alignment with who I am. Thank you for this courage. And may I be on my way. Amen. Thank you. Aho. May it be so. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat and I can answer them later. I hope you have a fabulous weekend and a great Aloha Friday. I'll see you again, same time, same channel. Happy Aloha Friday, yo. Thank you, Jeannie, for jumping on. Good night to you. And I will finish up the song of Yes, It's You by Rising Appalachia, Evan Fraser, and Bear McCoy. If you felt a shift today, this is just the beginning. Join us inside New Paradigm Healing Academy to go deeper into clearing, energy work, and soul remembrance. Subscribe, like, and share this with someone ready to release the old and embody the new. Together, we rise in frequency across all timelines.